We're going to start with removing all of the plates that are necessary to get inside of the machine. So we're going to take a closer look at the W head and dig in. The first thing we're going to do is remove the plate off of the front of the W head, which is located here. You'll see 3 screws that we need to remove in order to get the plate off. So we'll take our Phillips head and start removing those. Next, we're going to look at removing the stitch plate on the W head down here. Behind, you'll see 2 screws that remove the stitch plate. Now that you've removed the plate off the W head and the stitch plate, we're going to go underneath the machine and remove the casing around the rotary hook. For this, you'll need a 2.5mm Allen key to remove 2 screws underneath. Next, we're going to remove the bobbin. And then we're also going to remove this arm that comes across here. There are 2 screws located on the right side of the rotary hook connected to this arm. What we'll want to do is remove the first front one and loosen the back one. What this will let us do is once the first one is removed and the back one is loosened, we can swing this arm around and get it out of our way. Next thing we're going to do is come behind the rotary hook. Here you'll see a screw. Using a flathead, we're going to loosen this screw. We're now going to go to the top of the machine and look at the T8. In the service menu, we're going to go to Test Machine Attachment. And using the down keys, we're going to move to Position Main Shaft. Here you're going to have to press the main shaft position and press 1 stitch forward. You're going to see here that we have a green symbol, and you'll also hear it click. This means that the main shaft is now unlocked for us to move. After unlocking the main shaft, we're going to come to the left side of the machine, where we'll have access to the main shaft. Using our main shaft tool, we're going to rotate the main shaft to the left. We're going to watch across the machine to the T8, and we're going to rotate to about 120 degrees. This will now give us access to the other screw underneath the rotary hook. Now that we've removed our rotary hook, we can come up to the top of the W head. This here is our needle bar. This is what we're going to work to remove here. In order to do so, we first want to go over to our clinker and disengage, pressing on this lever here. This allows us to move the needle bar down. Perfect. Now taking our 2mm Allen key, we're going to loosen this screw right here. Perfect. Now this allows us to swing this eyelet out of the way. What we're going to do is remove this eyelet here, so that way it does not fall out inside of the machine. We're going to hold that to the side so we don't lose it. Now we're going to raise this mechanism back up. Perfect. And now what we're going to do is take our 3mm Allen key and loosen this bolt here. What this will do is loosen the tension on the needle bar, and this will allow us then to slide the needle bar out. This part's going to be a little difficult. What we're going to have to do is take our needle bar here and slowly press down and twist. This will slowly lower the needle bar. It's pretty tight inside of here. We're going to continue to do this until the whole needle bar is out of the mechanism. You can see we're slowly getting lower and lower. I'm going to fast forward till the needle bar is out. Now down below you'll see the needle bar sliding out, so that way we can pull the whole bar out. Now we have access. We'll want to remove this needle here. Here you'll see the screw. We'll take a 1.5 millimeter and loosen this up so that way we can take the needle out. Just like that. Now that we've removed the needle bar, we're going to take a fresh one and insert a small rounded needle. This will place the needle bar in the correct position when reinserting the needle bar. We're going to take the needle bar and insert the pin with the rounded side up. This then goes just like a needle would into the needle bar. And then we're going to, again, using our 1.5 millimeter Allen key, we're going to tighten the screw. I just want to make sure that this is the whole way up as far as it can go. We can now take the needle bar and inserting it from the bottom, slowly push up and twist, just like we pulled down. This is going to slowly bring the needle bar back into place. Just like that. It's going to be a little bit tight. I'm going to fast forward to the needle bar being the whole way up. As we bring the needle bar up, we want to make sure that we keep this mechanism here in place. And again, slowly rotate and lift. You'll see that it just went through the hole. You'll see it coming out the top here. Perfect. So what we want to do is bring it up as far as we can, and that'll just get us out of the way for now. We will now take the needle bar positioning tool and insert it where the rotary hook goes. Now that we've inserted the needle bar and the needle bar positioning tool, we're going to rotate the main shaft of the machine and put it into the needle rise height. To do so, we're going to go into the service menu. We're going to go to the test machine attachment, position main shaft, and inside your service manual, you'll find a needle rise height degree. We're going to place that number in the main shaft position here. For us, it's about 205.2. So we're going to insert 205. After that, we're going to press Start Testing. At this point, we can press the green button, and you'll see here that our machine is now at 205. Just like before, we're going to press the one stitch forward to release the brake. We're going to go to the side of the machine and turn the main shaft so that way we're at the exact position we need. So again, for us, we need 205.2. And then you can press the brake. This will lock it into position. First, we want to initialize the W head. So we're going to press the red button there. And once that's done, we're going to lower the presser foot. We will now lower the needle bar so that way the needle touches the needle bar positioning tool. When lowering the needle bar, you want to make sure that it's not pressing too hard against the needle bar positioning tool. If it is, when you rotate the needle bar positioning tool, you'll see the needle wiggle back and forth. This is too close. We want to back it off ever so slightly so that when dropped and rotated the needle bar positioning tool, it grazes the needle ever so slightly. Now that the needle bar is in position, we're going to disengage the clinker. And we're going to lower the mechanism down. You'll see here that this plate is in the way. We need to access that mechanism behind and tighten the bolts up. So we have to remove a few more screws before we can make this fix. On our JGW, you'll need to remove this panel here on the K head. So we'll have to remove 2 Phillips heads. And we'll also have to remove 2 bolts on the left side. This we can use a 4mm Allen key to remove those. Now that we've removed the plate, we're going to make sure that the hole here on the needle bar is facing towards us. And then we can take our 3mm Allen key and tighten this bolt here. And this will tighten our needle bar in place. We will then take the eyelet and replace that here. And then we can swing this back in front, and then we can tighten with our 2mm this bolt here. Now we can disengage our clinker. We're going to move it back this way. We can bring the whole mechanism up. We'll then make sure that it's re-engaged with this bar here. Now that the clinker is in its utmost position, we can press and raise the presser foot. We can also disengage the W head. We can now remove the needle height pin like we would with a normal needle. As well as remove the needle height positioning tool underneath. Thanks for joining us on part 1 of how to retime a ZSK embroidery machine. The next step, we will focus on how to retime the rotary hook with the new needle bar position. Join us in the next video to see how this goes.